that. Look, as ever is Meghan's baby. She is very much trying to become this businesswoman slash influencer online, going back to her roots. But as ever with these things, pardon the pun, if something's new, then it's going to have a couple of trip ups along the way. But when it's Meghan, it gets magnified, doesn't it? Because ultimately this should not be happening when she has got the best people around her, and they really need to be thinking a little harder.
Just when you thought Meghan Markle couldn't possibly embarrass herself more, she surprises you with refunds. Yes, the Duchess of Deflection is now officially handing back the money. Because when your products flop or scare harder than your reputation, even the customers start demanding royal treatment in the form of their cashback. Let's get into this royal disaster.
Meghan Markle has caused a brand new as ever blunder, which has forced her to issue refunds. And as a result, her Sussex squad, well, they're now turning on her.
What's this? I still don't believe it. I mean, how many other businesses are based on the fact that they've never got any produce available? Oh, we've got a new range of this. Oh, it's gone, it's sold out. Oh, we got some wine, it's gone, it's sold out. Oh, we got some biscuits, it's gone, sold out. I mean, this company, as ever, seems to be based on the business model of never having any produce available.
On June 20th, 2025, Meghan Markle's As Ever brand launched a limited edition apricot spread. The jars sold out almost instantaneously, overwhelming the website and back-end system, resulting in oversold orders. Turns out, Meghan's brand can sell hype faster than it can actually deliver. When your back-end crashes harder than your PR stunts, maybe it's time to rethink the empire.
Yeah, some fans who managed to snag Meghan's apricot spread are now being told their orders can't be fulfilled. The company says demand was higher than expected, and they're going to have to issue refunds. In an email to customers, they wrote, "Due to high demand, we are unable to fulfill your order of the apricot spread at this time. We are refunding your purchase by the end of this week."
The big talk, the glossy packaging, the celebrity rollout, it all promised a luxury experience. But what customers got? Cheap quality, delayed deliveries, and Meghan's signature move, overpromise, underdeliver. To make it worse, shoppers who ordered the apricot spread got checkout confirmations, only to later receive error emails. The site couldn't fulfill orders thanks to stock mismatches and a back-end meltdown.
It was reported here Meghan Markle fans left disappointed by an error in her As Ever launch. They were disappointed after ordering her $28 honey, only to be told that they weren't going to get the product. So Megxie took the money, but then turned around and was like, yeah, you're not going to get what you paid for. Interesting scenario, right?
Because they overcommitted and they don't have enough merchandise to fulfill their orders. They've taken your credit card information. Now you're in their system. But you know what? The product's not coming because they overcommitted. That's happened twice now. With the apricot fruit spread, she's had to say.
One furious customer wrote, "I didn't pay for Meghan's face on the box. I paid for quality." Brutal. Meghan's response? Oh, the same old excuses, blaming high demand, technical glitches, and everything except her own planning. Nothing changed. Not in her inventory. When the PR storm hit, just more headlines about her royal flop shop.
But like Rita, there's a severe difference between hype or exclusivity and operational and logistical failure, and Meghan Markle is the latter.
I love how they're selling this as that demand is just so high, as if they can't. I mean, what sort of a operation has she got that she can't manufacture a few more jam jars? I mean, we're not talking about a complicated product here.
That I can't imagine anyone considering this a success. When you look at how many mistakes have been made throughout the process, it's like, well, I mean, shouldn't you first be prepared with enough stock, and B, have at least the stock that you sold to send to your customers?
Meghan may have a good team, but here's the scene. she didn't let anyone actually do their work. Instead of trusting her people, she ran the show like it was all about her. And seriously, what kind of business is this where you think success means having no inventory, taking people's money, not sending the product, and then proudly refunding it? What the hell is Meghan really trying to do here? A shopping experience or a royal prank? Customers and experts are watching closely, waiting for the next misstep.
Or that you have everything you need to be successful. This is not a distribution error, in my opinion. I think that it's a combination of being totally inept, a complete lack of leadership, and lying.
Well, I mean, it could well be that. She's certainly, in my view, again, to talk about creating an illusion, it seems to me to be creating the illusion or the delusion of great success.
This constant sold out isn't some clever strategy. It's a sign of a company that's completely dysfunctional. And when things go wrong, Meghan's go-to move is the blame game. It's always the system, the demand, the timing, never her. No wonder her staff kept walking out. Who wants to work where the boss can't own her own chaos?
UK. And Dolly hasn't got to where she is in country music and indeed in modern entertainment without being able to read a room correctly. And what we're told is that Netflix asked her to go onto Meghan's show as ever, and she declined because of brand and reputation damage she could foresee by associating herself with Meghan. It would affect her quotient rating, which is what they call the Q rating in the US, which is sort of your rating with brands and the public.
Jam expert Donna Collins didn't hold back, calling Meghan's apricot spread a real disappointment, saying, in the jam industry, a spread is what we call something that didn't work. Ouch. This wasn't just a product fail, it further wrecked Meghan's already crumbling brand. Even Dolly Parton reportedly turned down Meghan's Netflix invite. Clearly, no one wants to link their name to sinking ships.
Report this week that the Sussexes are cutting back on staff. What's the update there?
Well, the update is that due to cash concerns, although despite the fact that they live in this huge mansion and they got
That I had a former member of their staff from their home reach out to me and say, we are so off on the numbers, because on the domestic side, there's a purge, a constant purge as well of people in and out of Prince Harry and Meghan's homes that work for them. And I think the common theme is that Harry and Meghan don't know what they're doing.
Behind the scenes, Meghan has been quietly cutting staff, not by strategy, but by necessity, because the money just isn't adding up. And it's not all layoffs. Employees are also jumping ship on their own, fed up with a boss who micromanages everything but fixes nothing. Who wants to stay in a company where leadership is as clueless as the inventory?
Such a chaos, an inconsistency to everything associated with this brand. And it frustrates me to watch her sit and talk to real entrepreneurs and real successful individuals and try to talk to them like they're on their level. And it's like, girl, you married well. You just married well. Like, that's all this is. Because if you look at the trajectory of her brand, it is a roller coaster, and there are probably more lows than there have been highs.
This woman just can't seem to handle anything. Not her brand, not her family, not interviews, not her series, not even her husband. Nothing sticks. Sure, she was once good at acting, but even that felt half-hearted before she quit. She paints a picture of success, but the stats tell a different story. Everything she touches seems to eventually collapse.
Out. You would think they would have learnt from that mistake so that with this second drop it wouldn't happen again. But it has. What the deuce? This is just dodgy as hell. And here, to be fair, if the Sussex squad really want to get their hands on Meg's spread and whatnot, well, they can always get it on eBay now at a more inflated price than what Meg's inflates it to.
Meghan never learns from her mistakes. she's proven that again. Even after all this chaos, people are still buying her jam at inflated prices. Seriously, what happened to thinking about the average person or creating something affordable, maybe even for teenagers? Let's be honest, this jam isn't for teens. It's overpriced, just like Meghan's self-importance.
Stories on here, and then also on her Instagram stories, I think, here as well. Sometimes we even get double posting. So we have this here, which is the video, but then you have obviously this over here from the same thing. She's constantly referencing herself in her Instagrams. Like, it almost gets obnoxious because you see this picture here, and then in her stories here. And then you have this set of pictures here, 4 pictures, right? And it's on here, and it's on as ever. So the constantly referencing of oneself so much, ladies and gentlemen, and you'll notice this again. I'm so sorry. I feel like there's not a great example today, and I wish there was. But if you watch this long enough, you will see this. Is that it's so self-referential. As ever has no independent brand identity. For this to be actually successful, Meghan needs to separate the brand from herself. It needs to exist without her. We need to see other staff members working on this. Otherwise, again, Meghan just looks like the main blob behind the blob that is As Ever. Who else is there? I don't know. She wants to be secretive. And granted, yes, some people get...
If Meghan really wants to salvage anything, she needs to separate herself as a person from her company as a company. Right now, her personal drama is glued to every product she sells. Good or bad, it's all tangled. This overlap isn't serving her, and it's definitely not serving her brand. Until she figures that out, the collapse will just continue.
Good founders, they create companies. I don't know what Meghan has created, but it's not a company yet. It's a hobby. It's a self-indulgent fantasy that I think she's propping up with happy word salad. But the truth behind the scenes here that we probably don't know, may never know, and maybe I'm just overly speculating, is that yes, things are moving, but I don't think it's lining her pockets to a huge amount.
At this point, Meghan's not just selling jam, she's selling front row seats to her own downfall. But hey, who knows? Maybe in her next launch, she'll finally figure out the difference between personal drama and professional hustle. Until then, grab your popcorn, because something tells me this royal mess is far from over. If you had a good laugh or just couldn't look away from this royal disaster, go ahead, smash that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to stay tuned for more unbelievable updates. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next.